Good evening, everyone. Mayur and Rashita, now I guess you can hear. Actually, I was on mute. I haven't started class yet. So that's why.
We can hear you loud and clear, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Okay. In the group, someone messaged like someone was absent yesterday. I don't know who was the person. First of all, guys, have you received the recordings of yesterday class? Yeah. Like if there if there is anyone who was absent, guys, tell me have you watched the recordings or not, so that I can connect with the team and I can mention that. Okay. Yeah, normally it's get updated 2 days, but yes, yesterday sir mentioned me that it will be uploaded, so that's why I'm just confirming. Okay, no worries, might be tomorrow it will be uploaded. Okay. So yesterday we have covered leadership topic area. Is there anyone who was absent yesterday? Okay, Swarna. Okay, Nishant. Gaurav. Okay, guys. So just taking few minutes. So yesterday we have covered leadership area, and I have covered that area from PPTs drafted by me. And I think that you guys can cover the syllabus from only those PPTs which I will be sharing with you. You don't need to complete the whole study hub according to me, but rest is your choice. In the past 4 years, I have taught SBL from these PPTs only, because SBL is more of as I mentioned yesterday as well, that it's more of like a real life case based scenario based paper. So our approach would be like more of completing the question practice rather than just completing the theory and just mugging up the theory. So, those students who were absent yesterday, guys, you will get the recording access very soon. You guys can watch the recordings by any chance. If you feel that you have any doubt, you can reach out to me. I'm part of group, and you can tag me. Palak Rana ACCA will be visible to you, and my number is 11 in the end. So you guys can tag me by any chance if you have any doubt, or you guys can connect with me over call during the weekdays. Prior appointment is obviously necessary because I am busy in classes. So today we are gonna to start a case based question which is not tested in paper. Like these types of questions are not tested now because it's a 25 marker portion, but we will be covering questions for every single topic so that you guys can start learning how to link the questions. So today we will be covering two questions for leadership related areas. So at today's question is foundry company. So today question is foundry company. So those students who are appearing for the first time in professional level examination, guys, just to let you know, the right approach to read the question is to read the requirement first. You don't need to read the whole case study, though your main question area, in the paper, would be somehow different. You will be reading the pre-scene, obviously that will be available to you 15 days prior the examination, and I'll show you that how to read that type of question, how to link that type of question. But normally, like in other papers or in in SBL short questions, first of all we will be reading the requirement, and after that we will be reading the whole story. So let's read the requirement. This is the task. And the students who were absent yesterday, just to let you know, in SBL, you have to answer in the form of specific formats, and we will be covering different formats separately in our next class as well. like how to write in the report format, how to write in the PPT format. So the question is mentioning you that you have to prepare a report that analyze the culture of F company and assess the implications of your analysis for the company's future performance. And professional marks are available for demonstrating the analysis skills when reflecting on the implication of foundry company culture, right? So right now I am not focusing a lot on professional marks because you guys are new here, right? As soon as we will be starting more and more question practice. Okay, yes, Pooja, I will zoom. And I assume that all of you have access to the books which have been provided to you, maybe ebooks or maybe hard books, hard copies. So, by any chance, if there is anyone who doesn't have these books, the same questions are available on ACCA Study Hub, which is the official resource of ACCA. The same book is available there as well. So, like you have to prepare the report. So, answer should be presented in the report format. Remember, while answering the question in report format, you will be writing a heading report to from subject date introduction, and then you will be starting in small chunks of paragraph, like paragraph of good 3 to 4 lines, and then after the next paragraph. In SBL, uh, in considering this professional marks, it's very important to consider the format. Yes, is there anyone? Nishant, do you have any doubt? Okay, kindly mute yourself. Okay. Guys, please mute yourself. By any chance, if you feel that you have any doubt, you can raise your hand and after that you can unmute yourself. Now, professional marks includes the formats as well. So you need to answer the question in the relevant format. Make sure that you are not ignoring the relevant format. So report format is to, from, subject, date, and introduction. And then after this paragraphs, you have to write in small chunks of paragraph. Now, uh, you have to discuss about the culture and the implication of your analysis of the future company performance. Now let's have a look. Maybe whatever we have covered yesterday won't be helpful because again I have mentioned you that it's more of pure judgmental based paper. So let's have a look. The F company was founded 20 years ago by the technology entrepreneur RY. It initially specialized in building bespoke computer software for the financial service industry. I assume that all of you know the meaning of bespoke computers. Bespoke meaning, I assume that everyone is aware. By any chance, if not aware about this, bespoke means customized. However, it has expanded into the specialized area and it's currently the third largest software house in the country, employing 400 other people. It still specializes in the bespoke software, although 20% of the income now come from the sales of a software package designed specifically for car insurance. The company has grown based on work hard, play hard work ethics and still remains. Employees are expected to work long hours to take part in the social activities after the work. Uh, Revenue have continued to increase over the last few years. But the company has had difficulty in recruiting and retaining staff. Approximately one third of all the employees leave within their first year of employment of the company. The company appears to experience particular difficulty in recruiting, retaining female staff, with 50% of female staff leaving within the 12 months of joining the company. Only, and guys, sorry to interrupt. With this question, I will be covering one more concept as well, which we haven't covered it yet because, if you will have a look on the leadership area of this book, they have a like a model known as cultural web, which is available in my ppts as well, but in different topic area. So I will be covering that, linking with this question. So that's why I started question first, to link the question along with the topic area. So whatever area I am highlighting is important. So, there is a difficulty in recruiting and retaining the female staff, with 50% of female staff leaving within the 12 months of joining the company. Only about 20% of employee are female, and then they work mainly in marketing and human resource. So, from the above given information, what idea you are getting? Can anyone summarize this?
Ma'am, can I say?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so according to this paragraph, I think it's high attrition rate is there, no work-life balance, and the company is not at all female friendly.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
That's all.
Okay, good, good. Everyone
And
is allowed to participate, right? So you don't need to bother about the purpose of doing question is that you think, right?
and ma'am,
Yes,
there's one more point. It says that they have to participate in the after work activities. So there's a pressure uh, to conform to the group.
good,
It
good.
seems it seems like employees are not able to are allowed to say their thinking suggestions.
Okay, okay. Yes. Anyone else?
Long work
Whatever you are
hours.
mentioning, including in response, right?
Can you come again, ma'am, with the question?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
No, you were saying something. That's what I'm asking.
I was saying that whatever you are adding, right? I will be including that in the response area.
So what I wanted to include is that they are specifying long working hours. Now, does that also meet the government standard in whatever country that they are in? That might not be like ethically, approved, but still they are running with it. So just a
Uh,
suggestion.
okay. So, good thought process. As of now, you have not done that model, so maybe you are linking with government. Now, just linking with, I'm linking with something layman, which you all might be suffering. How many of you are working right now? And Swarna, okay. And EY, yeah, I was waiting for someone from EY. So, what type of culture is in Big Four?
That is why I specifically mention whatever I spoke right now, it's completely toxic, no work-life balance, and not at
Yeah,
all a female-friendly company.
yeah, yeah. Actually, I
Same
was
with
expecting
Deloitte.
someone from
I was in
EY.
Deloitte earlier.
Yeah, yeah. So, what do you think that, okay, can you give time to your family,
No.
Not at
right?
all.
Right. So, actually, what SBL is, you have to link something real life with your answer, and we will be including that, right? So this is something like you have to add on something extra. You have read a word that, okay, late hour sitting. So that means employees are not able to give time to their family. They have mental pressure. They can't do something by their own. So something, these types of word you will be adding up. It's just like adding masala or gossips. It's just like that. So the company is currently in dispute with two of its customers who claim that its bespoke software did not fit and the agreed requirement. F company currently outsources all its legal advice problem to a law firm that specialized in computer contracts and legislation. However, importance of legal advice has led to F company considering the establishment of internal legal team responsible for advising on contracts, dispute, and employment legislation. The support of bespoke solution and the car insurance software package was also outsourced a year ago to the third party. Although support had been traditionally handled in-house, it was unpopular with staff. One of the senior manager responsible for outsourcing decision claimed that the support calls were increasingly varied and complex, reflecting incompetent end user too lazy to read the user guides. However, outsourcing of support has not proved popular with foundry company customer, and a number of significant complaints have made about service given to end users. The company is currently reviewing whether the software support process should be bought back in-house. I'm coming to something. Just wait. The company is still regarded as a technology leader in the marketplace, although the presence of so many technical gifted employees with the company often create uncertainty about most of appropriate technology to adopt for a solution. One manager commented that we have often adopted or are about to adopt a technology or solution when one of our software developer will ask, will have to consider some newly released technology. We usually admit we haven't and we are reopen the adoption process. We seem to be in a state of constant technical paralysis. So again, we have two requirement in this question. That's why I continue to read this. Have a look by any chance if you have doubt in any of the paragraph, because I want to link it with the concept. That's why I stopped narrating the next one. Yes. I'll show you. Vedant, I assume that you have done this.
Yes, ma'am, we did solve it in class.
Yeah. Yeah, I I do remember. So what approach you like more, Vedant, that book or this one? You are the previous student
PPT only.
because you are the previous one, so I thought to have a feedback.
Yeah, because at the end it's we in most of the cases we have to write our own thoughts as well. It's not
Correct.
completely. Last time you told us that we do not have to always mention the model. Without mentioning the
Yeah,
model, so we can write.
correct, correct.
Ma'am, it seems like what I'm able to gather, the first paragraph is like a simple introduction to what the company is, where the revenue is flowing from. Second, and this last one that you read. So second, three, four, fifth. Second and fifth is talking about one, what is the organizations thinking about the company, how they are working, what is the current turnover inside, outside. And the fifth
Correct.
one is like in opposition, showing that how people are thinking in the organization, where the stagnancy is, if there is, because what the manager is saying. And then third and fourth, uh, those paragraphs seem to be more of an outside view of the problems with the customers or problems with other things that they are having, not so much as inside. Maybe fourth is a bit inside because it's talking about support and how they are handling it inside. uh, but yeah, so at least with the question that we are discussing, paragraph 2 paragraph 3, paragraph 4 would have some points in paragraph 5.
Correct. Yeah, Ashish, good one.
A- a- and it seems like there are not strong internal controls list, and so that's
Okay,
why there's a problem in the outsourcing and the in-house support also. If there are strong internal controls place, then there will be minimum issues.
okay,
And I feel that the company is not at all customer friendly, because the way they are giving the customer service support, that is something, it is not good.
okay, okay, guys. Now let's read next paragraph. And after reading the paragraphs, right, I will be reading a concept. And then I will give you 5 minutes to think about the linkage. Then I will link that. I want you to use your brain. Now, although RY retires 5 years ago, many of the software developers recruited by him are still within the company. Some of them, these have become operational manager, employed to manage the team of software developers on internal and external projects. SK is one of the manager who originally joined the company as a trainee program. I moved into management because I need to earn more money. There is a limit to what you can earn here as a software developer. However, I still keep update with programming, and I am a goalkeeper from one company's five a side football team. I am still one of the boys. Like in the initial phase, they have mentioned that yes, they have to invest time in playing games and something. However, many of the software developers are skeptical about their managerial roles. One commented that they are technologically year out of date. Some will insist on writing programs, producing code, but we take it out again so we can and replace it with something we have written. No, not only they are poor programmers, they are poor manager and do not really know how to motivate us. Although revenue have increased, profit have fallen. This is also blamed on the managers. There is always an element of ambiguity in specifying customer requirements. In the past, RY would debate responsibility for requirement changes within the customer. However, we now seem to do all amendments for free. The customer is right even when we know he is not. No wonder margins are falling. The managers are not firm enough with the customers. The software developers are also angry that there is an in-house project has been initiated to produce system for recordings time spent on tasks and projects. Some of these justification for this is that a few of the projects are on the time and material basis, and the time recording system would permit accurate and promote prompt invoicing. However, the other justification for the project is that it will improve the estimation of fixed price contracts. It will provide statistical information derived from the previous project to assist account manager preparing estimate to produce codes for bidding for new bespoke development contracts. VS, one of the current software developer, commented that the manager do not even have up-to-date mobile phones, probably because they do not how to use them. We software developer always have the latest gadgets long before are acquired by managers. But I like working here. We have a good social scene, and after working long hours, we socialize together. Often playing computer games well into the early hours of the morning. It's a great life that you do not weaken. You are an independent business analyst. Now make sure that while attempting the question, imagine yourself as a business analyst employed by F company to advise the board of director on various strategic projects and initiatives. Have a look on the like paragraphs which I have covered now, and then tell me what you think about these paragraphs. After that, I will read and I will tell you a concept, and then your task is to tell me where that concept will fit in this question. Okay, just invest 2 minutes and tell me.
So one thing can be clearly seen, it's very evident that the people that have been hired or at places that they are not clearly proficient for that job. Uh, and apart from that, it is more about what relations they have with other employees, that the employees are staying, who are staying, because they feel comfortable not because of work, but more because of socialization. They themselves know managers are incompetent, but they still want to stay just because they are having a good time. So it's not because they have good work. So hence the production or what they are giving as an output, that's also not up to par. And that's producing a lot of complaints when we go forward in the chain of output with the customers. And even those complaints are not being able to handle well. So the staff right now that they are letting go because of cuts and not helping the changing environment when it comes to females and others, that is leading to a good chunk of people, proficient people going out of the organization, and those who are staying are not proficient enough, they do not know enough in order to help run the output, help run the product smoothly, to give smooth services to the customers.
Okay. Anyone else?
I want to add on as if we see the paragraph number 6, so I believe that the employees are giving more importance to their own personal objectives. So here we can say that it's a conflict of interest because, as one person, software engineer, he said that how much you can earn as a software developer. So I feel that the organizational goal is not important for him. He is more focused about his own income and his own growth. And yeah, and secondly, as earlier she mentioned that I think people are sticking in the organization because of their comfort zone. That's all from my side.
Okay.
Plus,
So,
there's also a
uh,
stagnancy in the software right now that they have. So they are not adopting, they are not adapting to the changes. So that means they are running technologically behind as well. That can be
Okay.
added to proficiency point.
Okay.
so I want to add one thing. So I
Okay.
just the profits since are falling and they're not, they have a, the selling point is not based on the customer requirement base. They're selling it what they want to sell it. And since they're not considering the, the feedback or the customer's requirement, so the profits are falling itself.
Okay. Anyone else?
I just want to add one more thing, and I believe that they don't have any SOPs or policies and procedures with respect to how they should handle the customers because they are just not firm with the customers. If whatever the customers are saying, they are treating it right. So if they have a standard procedure or they have a proper document and process, I think that would be helpful.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So guys, you have read all the scenario and like this first part related to organization culture. Though we have a separate model for that, but I specifically have not covered model first because I want to let you know that it's not compulsory that you are writing your answer considering the model. If you do remember, that's great. It's a blessing. But by any chance, if you don't remember the model and you don't like understand that okay, this model is applicable, then again finding the points from the question is possible. Write it in a more elaborated way. Make sure that you are writing in the exact format. Even till even if you are writing in that way, the total marks is 15 marks, right? You will get up to 10 or 11 marks, right? So that's not so less if you are able to link the question with the scenario. Now, I am covering a concept which is known as cultural web. This concept is available. Leadership style, short term orientation, no reward, no growth opportunities, no work life balance, poor customer service, governance, significant doubt, ongoing concern. Okay, Ashish, good. Now I am covering a concept which is known as cultural web, right? Cultural web. In your PPTs, in your notebook, basically, this is covered in leadership area only. I have covered this, but in strategy chapter topic area. So, but the question is linked, so that's why I am covering it here. Again, if when we will be covering the strategy area, I will be considering this once again if you want. So there is a model which is known as cultural web to understand any organizational culture. Or by any chance, if we want to change the culture of any organization and we want to understand that what the current culture is, what are the loopholes in the current culture, and what is missing in the current culture, we can use this model. We can, it's not mandatory. So this model is based on a paradigm which is linked with all these points. So one point is regarding the power structure. It talks about the leader. Another one is symbol, that how our organization is represented to others who are outside our organization. I will cover in detail. Stories, like it happens like all of you are student of VGLD. Once I was also the student of VGLD, just to let you know, in my CA time. So I was a student of VG sir. So at that phase, just give me a yeah, sorry. So yes, like I was mentioning that I was also the student of VGLD, VG sir. So when we enter any organization, like you all are working, most of you are working. So by any chance, if you join any organization, so few previous employees tell you in lunch break, what our founder used to be like this, and it's the culture of this, something like gossiping thing, right? History, what happened in the past. Again, ritual and routine, we discussed that, okay, this is the routine of our organization. We sit till long hours, and it's allowed to wear unprofessional clothes. It's not allowed to wear professional like unprofessional clothes. So something about our organization people, representation about our people. Control system, how the things are being done, how the things are being controlled in our organization. And organizational structure, the how the structure is in our organization. So all these things are part of our cultural web. Let me explain you everything in detail. So first one is regarding the power structure of our organization. And again, just to let you know, it's not compulsory that each and every single point will be available in your question. This question is linked to cultural web. By any chance, if you are not able to find all the points, then that's also okay. Whatever point you feel that okay, it's linked to cultural web, Again, not mandatory to write that it is from a cultural web. You can just write directly that okay, this covers the power structure, and again, like that yes, the leader is just like that. There is a more autocratic environment, like just like that. Okay, so power structure covers the study of leader, how our leader is, how our leader manage. Like is he motivating one? Is he strict? Like there are certain leaders who are so strict, right? They want everything on time. They want everything in place. So what kind of leader do we have? Like in the last lecture, in the leadership lecture only, we have covered that one was autocratic, one was democratic, one used to sell their idea, one used to convince others. So what kind of leader our organization is having? Is it just like a, again you can link with other model as well. Is he the one who is like a theory X manager type, or is he the one who is like a theory Y manager type? And again, not mandatory that you are writing theory X manager or Y manager. You can write in normal way that okay, he used to control everything, and the other one used to delegate everything. So how our organization person, like powerful person, manages everything? So it includes the power structure. Is the power delegated or it's a single-handed power? Now, next thing we will be covering is the organizational structure. What is the structure of our organization? Is it a formal structure? Is it an informal structure? Right? Formal, like everything is formally discussed, right? Or we are allowed to discuss everything or some things informally. Like there are certain organization, even though you are sitting together, like you have to follow the hierarchy, and then any message can be passed on. And there are certain organizations, just like just with a normal phone call, you can deliver the message. So what kind of organization structure is it a tall structure? Tall structure, that means there are number of like delegation hierarchies. Or flat structure, everyone is working in the same place, like we don't have to follow the hierarchy. So what kind of organization structure do we have? Now, next is control system. What is the control system right now? Like do we follow like control with the help of like cost related areas? Like I don't want cost to be increased. And on the other hand, there is a structure when we are focusing on quality. Like I don't want the quality damage. I want quality to be under control. So this is how we will be considering that yes, there are certain people who focus on the cost, and on the other hand there are certain people who focus on the quality. So what is the focus of our organization, right? So yes, maybe I am controlling with the reward, like if you do better, I will be giving you bonus. But on the other hand, if you do anything wrong, I will be deducting something from your salary. So what is the style to control, to make things happen in a better way? Fine. Now, next one, ritual and routines. So what is the daily routine of our organization, people? What is the normal practice norm? Like daily routines, like how the work is being conducted on a daily basis. Like what are the office timings? Like like what is the punctuality related area? Are we strict? Do we sit late hours? Or do we have heavy breaks? Or like it's just like that, whenever we come, whenever we go. So I have also worked in industry. So like in one of my job, like there was so rigidity. In other job, it was like that, yes, no matter when I am logging in, they just want good 9 hours logging time. So it depends upon the organization where you are working and the routine they are following. There are certain people who are just like concerned about the work, right? On the other hand, there are certain people who are not just concerned about the work only, but they want ethics, and like they want full-fledged timings as well. They want everything, like in one of my organization, I was in working for work from home. area, right? But what they want is like, in work from home, you have to be in like proper coat and something like, proper professional. In another organization, I was going there, and I was going in the professional attire, and they used to say like, who bothers? Just come in a casual way, whatever you feel comfortable. So it's the ritual and routines, like, that like, what your organization is. Now, stories, like, what is the story of your organization? Like, in case of Tata company, we know that Ratan Tata sir like used to be like this or that, or like, what happened in past, right? Regarding maybe some acquisition, regarding some project, regarding something like, something which is tricky, or who are the heroes, like, there is someone like who is the motivating one, like, everyone likes that person in the organization. And there is always a person, like, no matter what, but everyone hates that person. All of you are working, so this thing you all can relate. So yes, everyone hate that person, right? Again, this covered under story, like, okay, he's a villain, like, like most of the time it's your manager or senior person. So again, symbols, like how your organization appears to outside people of your organization, like, like, once you all message start messaging, so like, like, I have thinking in mind about EY, right? Everyone thinks about that bad culture, right? Now again, it could be like, about the office premise. Have anyone seen Google's office? Google's Office or Microsoft Office? Which one? Google or Microsoft? Google. So how the office premise looks?
It's the culture is very open. I mean, everybody is wearing shorts, and the overall environment is very, very casual. You don't feel like, that is a office place. So very happy kind of environment.
Right. So this is the thought process of, I guess, the other one as well. Like Gaurav, Rashita, you both have the same thought process about Google?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, thought process of keeping a casual is that, like, the more the people feel relaxed, then there will be a more, uh, then they will focus on the research and development. So, Google is all about in innovation. So, they focus
Right.
on the development of the people.
And what thought process do you have regarding EY or like KPMG or PwC?
Micromanagement, excessive
Was it
micromanagement.
before that? So, I think, it depends on the uh,
Manager.
managers and that. So luckily, my team was good. So
Right.
And
I
it
don't.
depends upon the manager, obviously, and the team that you're working for.
Yeah, yeah, it depends upon the management. But again, it can't be like that everyone is in shorts.
True. Very,
Yeah,
very formal.
exactly.
We just cannot wear jeans also, even on
Right,
Fridays. So that is
right.
a point.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So
It will
what
in
depend
actually,
upon the post.
what I was interested in, like, the dress code culture, like the office premise culture, and like, these areas. I know that, see, if they are paying you, and they are accounting firms, and yes, we are professionals, right? We have like, a logo along with our name, CA, ACCA, right? So that logo is something which adds something value to our name, right? So we need to appear just like that. But again, dress code or office premise, this is something which is special in Google. Again, in boat as well, I have heard that they used to wear black t-shirts.
I think in Indian, mostly the Indian environment is very regulated when it comes to dress codes and all, no matter what.
Yeah.
And maybe it's more casual in Europe or Australia side. I work for Singapore, so and I
Okay.
work remote, but yeah, I go there, so it's very casual, so that helps.
Okay. Great.
uh,
So
bu- bu-
what
bu-
I,
but I would say
yeah,
that, like, global practice, it's much more relaxed as compared to India practice.
Indian practice. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true. That's true. So what I want is to understand that appearance, like how people think. Like you mentioned that global, and someone mentioned Indian practice. So this is like visually appealing, that okay, that person can wear shorts or like informal clothes, and on the other hand, we can't wear like formal like informal clothes. So this is how, like again, like suppose if you are working in government organization, I don't know how many of you or your family members have worked are working in government organization, but I know like a few of my friends are working in government department. So it's a culture there that you can't even wear jeans. I'm talking about girls, that yes, you can't wear jeans or like normal shirts, yeah, even though it's covered, right? So this is such kind of culture in government organization, right? You agree? In our side, it's not allowed. I don't know,
Yeah, even in government, it's uptight. They wear
right?
saris and all.
Right. So this is the appearance, right? So how our organization appears to outside people. And again, see, if you are working at a like position of like 50K salary, and you are roaming in Audi car, I know there could be case of bribery as well. That means, like we are appearing something, we are interested in more of fashionable thing, or like, more of premium things. There could be the case. Luxury cars, again, like, proper English language, something. So that means like we are more of professionals. So first of all, tell me, do you have doubt in any of these 6 points? Like, I'm squeezing it the size, reducing the size, any of these. Mayur, where you want to send the resume?
Amex.
Okay. So any doubt? Like power structure, organizational structure, control system, ritual routine, storage symbols. Now, most of you have answered the question which we have started in your language, and that's not wrong. I'm telling you that's not wrong, because SBL is all about writing in your own wording, but again using the information from the question. Now I have shown you, like I can like do the split screen as well if you want. See, I can do the question by my own, or like just read the question, but my approach is something that student should participate and student should find out what they can do. So this is the question. I told you that you all were right. Now I want you to pick up the information from here and use this model, because you should have practice of both the areas. If
So,
you want,
for the
yeah.
first, can I say, yeah, for the first paragraph, first and second rather, I can say that the organization structure, or I can say the power structure, they are not, uh, they do not value the work life balance of the employees, and they are more autocratic, you can say. Um, yeah,
Okay,
as per the culture web I can think of.
okay. That point you can add in ritual and routine also, because you
Right,
are
right.
sitting late area. That is
Yeah,
also right. Okay, so
right,
it's
right.
just about linking with the right area.
Okay.
Then there, I think it was system control systems where whereby we can also put that this time recording and tasks. It was not done earlier and it's a new addition, I guess. Um,
For reward thing, they have specifically like added some point regarding some reward system. I do remember.
yeah, yeah. So it's like facing a backlash at the same time, and then uh the way that they are saving it, it seems like that they are saying that okay, it's based on time and material
Okay.
basis. They want to know the contract price, how much goes in, how much comes out, but that does not
Okay.
seem correct.
And
It's a point,
Okay.
but I don't know why it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
clicking.
don't worry, don't worry. Like it's just about your thought process. In the initial few lectures, I just want you to be comfortable with the syllabus, right? And the more you think, the more you link, you will be getting good marks.
from if we see the background from story point of view, I think it's first paragraph. It's mentioned about that company is 20-year-old, and then they started with technical background, and then they are coming into different background.
In
So that is
story, they
also
have
can
a
link with the
person
story background.
RY. In story, they have a person RY.
Yeah.
And
So you
the customer service point, we can add it in rituals and routines because that's how that's a routine activity which is not being followed properly.
as in
So it's mentioned that the customer, this point is just a second.
Even
Significant complaints are made about the customer services, so they are not able to, solve the customer complaints properly. So we can add this thing in rituals
you
and
can add
routine
that in control system
or
as well
control system. Yeah, yeah. I was going to say that.
instead
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that ritual and routine.
yeah. And even in the last paragraph, it is mentioned that they do not have. Just a second. I'll open my book.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So in the
It
last paragraph, it's mentioned that no wonder margins are falling. The managers are not firm enough with the customers. So here also control system, we can write it.
correct, correct, correct.
Ma'am, what would be the language of addressing? Like I've given an example in the chat. Since we are writing it to the board of directors, would it be like we will be giving our analysis? So which statement is correct? We'll say
Uh,
our
let
analysis.
let me have a look on your answer. As per R, you are a one person, so you don't need to write R, right? As per the analysis or in like as per the like information given, don't mention R because I guess in the question it was being mentioned a single person. Let
Okay.
me have a look. Have a look. Yes, you are an independent business analyst. Yes. So if one person is writing, so you can't write R.
Ma'am, we'll be mentioning your company is facing difficulty since we are addressing it to the board of directors.
Yes, yes, yes. You can write your company or the company name. You can also add on.
ma'am, even the legal team that we do not have, that might also be a point in the control systems. Uh,
Yeah, that thing
that's
you can.
plus the social activities after work, because both the
That is covered
employees.
under ritual and routines.
Exactly. So how that's hampering the organization or the ways we can
That you can add in
elaborate.
positive language as well, right? You know that
Okay.
yes, we are friendly and we get time. But again, here, like you can add some point relating to female area as well. That yes, we
Exactly.
have less of the female staff.
Mhm. So that
And
can be added that okay, less of female staff plus the feedback
due
that
to this
we get.
reason, because
Yeah.
female staff can't enter can't participate in these entertainment related activities, no.
Yes.
I'm not
And
like favoring female, but yeah, this is the true reality.
and the last paragraph regarding VS, one of the current software developers. So can we write it as a story because it's a kind of discussion or a rumor that they are not using the updated mobiles
uh
and all.
See, He's a person as a software developer.
Yeah.
But like, stories is all about the senior persons,
Okay. Okay. Fine.
So stories
right?
will always pick up the points that's coming from its foundation, or
Foundation, it could be foundation, it could be something happened in past, right? It could be something relating to the leader. It's could be something related to the development phase, what have happened, or something bad have happened, something good have happened in past by someone like in a senior position. Okay.
Okay.
And with that, I am looking for some more points from your end, because I do remember you were part of this discussion.
Writing it.
Okay, again writing like your previous habit. Great. So, guys, this is the question which you have to write. Actually, the suspense was here. That is, you have to write the same question and send it to me if you want to write. Again, if you want to match, you can match your answer as well. Now, let me have a look on part B of this, and we will be discussing part B. So report format is two from subject, date, and introduction, and then small chunks of paragraph. Uh, Next part is relating to briefing note. So whatever formats we are covering, you guys can write it somewhere as well. Although we have these formats in the start of book, and we will be covering one separate session for these format. But I feel that like you have chance, so you can write.
ma'am, just
So
one question in the
yeah.
part A question. So they are saying that Foundry Co is currently reconsidering three high-level
This
processes.
is not related to part A. This is related to part B.
Oh, okay.
That
All right.
that's why I left that.
Okay.
So now this information they are linking, that is, Foundry company is reconsidering three high level processes. One is advice on legal issues. Currently they are being outsourced. Software support. Again, this is currently being outsourced. Time recording, which is done in-house with the help of bespoke software development. Prepare a briefing note that will evaluate using the appropriate framework or model the suitable of Foundry company's current approach to each of these high level processes. Now, professional marks are available for demonstrating the evaluation. Guys, this model, basically they have mentioned about the suitability. This is related to something different chapter, because see, the questions are being uh, taken from multiple areas. So this topic area is something different, which is not part of leadership in this book as well, right? So we can skip this part of as of now, right? But once we are done with that concept, we will come back to this. Okay? Because this is something relating to that. Yes, should we do this by our own or should we outsource this? So we can use two or three models over here. Like, we can have uh, uh, um, hormone process strategy matrix over here as well. We can have a SAP model as well. So we have not covered it, and it is not linked to leadership. Okay. Any doubt in this one, first of all? Yes. Any doubt in task 1A?
No.
The part B, I'm just narrating the question. By any chance, if you have concern that why ma'am have left that, see, it's just about sometimes we have the choice. Just link it with your real life example. Sometimes we have the choice that some tasks we can do by our own. And sometimes some tasks we can do by our own, but they are not so profitable. And sometimes some tasks are sometimes it happens like, yes, we purchase from outside and it's more expensive. Rather than purchasing from outside, we manufacture that by our own because it's more cheap. So it is all about that you have to choose what should we do. Okay. And that is based on the complexity of the project, that yes, is it possible for us to do that project, or is it difficult for us to do that project. It is more cheaper to buy our own, or like to outsource that project. Fine. Rest we will be covering this with the help of model only. Yes, anything? Okay. Now, let's start another question. Before I start another question, do let me know that you want break now or after this question.
Now, ma'am.
Now, okay. So, without, in the meantime, you have my number, right? Can you send that like another file? You remember that like previously also the file which I have uh has a glitch. Okay, everyone is saying after. Okay, so let's continue this. Vedant, can you send that the file which you have to me?
Ma'am, the consolidated one. Or this.
Yeah, actually, yeah, this file, like
Yeah, sure.
you know that I had glitch. Like I
Yeah,
need to
I'll share.
refresh it every time. Just give me a moment. Let me have another file from Vedant, because this file I need to refresh every time. And the next question is linked to the question area, the topic area which we have already covered yesterday. And this is one of the past papers. Have you shared?
Yeah, 2 minutes, ma'am. I'm just searching it.
Yeah, no worries. If someone else is having the file, you can also send in the group. Actually, mine is having glitch. Yeah, slides are already being shared by shared by me with team. So I guess you will get them soon. Otherwise, by any chance, if you are not getting these files by tomorrow, you guys can message me personally. Okay, you want it now? Okay, let me share it in the group only then. Our group SBL. This is our group. I'm sharing all the PDFs which we will be using throughout our lectures. Yesterday we completed leadership one. Okay, let's continue. I guess the question is not so lengthy, so I won't be facing any difficulty. Let's not waste the time.
I've shared, ma'am. It's just loading. It's 15 MB file.
Okay, fine. Because my screen gets black. Sure.
Ma'am, you can carry on. It will once it's loaded on the group, I'll
Okay.
let you know.
Okay. Okay. No worries. Okay. So the next task is analyze ST companies leadership style before and immediately after training course and explain why the changes of leadership style at ARC was unsuccessful. So you remember yesterday we have covered different leadership style based questions like topic areas. So you have to find out the leadership style before as well as after. Maybe in the given question they have changed that like leadership style. There was something training course and yes, like again you have to mention that why the style was unsuccessful. Right? That means the question is giving me hint that yes, the style was unsuccessful. Now let's cover this. Now 10 years ago, ST was formed and ARC to offer a specialized waste recycling services to school and colleges. So the work is relating to the waste recycling. ARC has been very successful and has expanded rapidly. To cope with this expansion, ST has implemented a tight administrative process uh, for operating and monitoring contracts. This administrative procedure is undertaken by the contract office who track that collection have been made by the field recycling teams. S had sole responsibility for obtaining and establishing recycling contracts, but he leave the day-to-day responsibility for administering and monitoring the contract to contract officers. He has closely defined what need to be done for each contract and how this should be monitored. I need to do this, he said, because workers in the country are naturally lazy and lack initiative. I assume that you remember what models we have covered yesterday. You remember? Like there is a person who feel that like my team knows everything, and on the other hand, there is a person who think that my teams doesn't know anything. Yes, yes, Sarpriya. So I have found that if you don't tell them exactly what to do and how to do, then it won't get done properly. Most of the employee working in the contract office like and respect Sully for his business success and ability to instant decision when they refer problems to him. Some of ARC employees have complained about his autocratic style of leadership, but most of these have now left ARC to work for other organizations. A few months ago, conscious that he was self-taught manager, S enrolled himself in a week's course with G, a training consultancy which actively advocates and promotes a democratic style of management. The course causes S to question his previous approach to leadership. It was also the first time for 3 years that S had been out of the office during the working hours for a prolonged period of time. However, each night while he was attending the course, he had to deal with email from contracts office listing problem with the contract and asking him what action they should take. He became exasperated by his employees' inability to take action to resolve the issues. On his return from the course, S called a staff meeting with the contract office, where he announced that from now on, employees would have the responsibility for taking control action themselves rather than referring the problems to him. Sully, in turn, was to focus gaining more contracts and settling them up. However, the problems with the new arrangement arose very quickly. Fearful of making mistake and unsure about what they were doing, let employed discussing the issue among themselves length before coming a tentative decision. The operational field recycling team were particularly critical of new approach. One commented that before we got a clear decision very quickly, now decision can take several days and appear to lack of authority. The new approach also caused tension and stress within the contracts office, and absenteeism increased. As the next staff meeting, employees in the contract office asked S to return to his old management style and job responsibilities. We prefer the old Suli Truin. They said the training course has spoiled you. Reluctantly, Sully agreed to their request, and so all problems are again referred to him. However, he is unhappy with this return to the previous way of working. He is working long hours and concerned about his health. Also, he realizes that he had little time for obtaining and planning contracts, and this is severely restricting the capacity of companies to expand. Now, again repeating the question, then you tell me what you analyzed in the question, and then we will be discussing this question. So, analyze S company ST leadership style before and immediately after training course. First thing, the next area is explain why the change of leadership style was unsuccessful. So, first of all, tell me what is in this story. Yes.
So initially, the leadership style was obviously it's mentioned in the question also that it's more of autocratic. It's a complete
Yes.
one man show because he didn't have the faith or believe in his employees, so he was doing everything on his own. But a good
Correct.
thing which I observed is that Suli he was so willing to change his style of leadership, and that is why he took this decision of taking a training because his work was also suffering as he was more involved into the admin work, so he wanted to make this change and transition, which is really appreciable. And but it did the leadership style was not successful because I think everybody started depending on him and
Correct.
nobody was ready to take any ownership. And yeah, so and that's because the work that is why the work started suffering, and the management, they were again insisting Suli to take back go back to the old leadership style. So I
Correct.
believe this could have been changed if Suli, after his training, should also give proper training to all those employees rather than just telling them that you should do on your own. He should also train them how to manage such situation once he's moved out of the situation. And yeah, this is what I can think of.
And just to add
Okay.
on this, after giving the training to the staff, what Jisita has mentioned, then again we have to do collaboration with the team, and then we have to provide guidance to them on a day-to-day task. And also, if they are facing any kind of difficulties while handling the task, manager should come there, and then they should ask that how to handle the situation. So I think that part is missing, and because of that, they do not want to take the responsibility by their own.
Okay.
So
And
just to
what
add
was the
on,
leadership style earlier? Yes, sorry, tell me.
so McGregor theory is used here, and earlier manager X was the style. He tried to transition to manager Y, but the problems that he faced, he had to go back to the old, was one because there was no knowledge transfer that took place correctly, and that's why the people were relying on him. And I think Rishita added that point. And apart from that, again, the thing is that while he went to style Y, manager Y style, but still, what was missing, that he started to take the complex decisions or complex issues in his hand, but there was nobody to handle the day-to-day operations. So there might have been a need of manager or a person who was proficient enough uh, to help the employees, or giving the proper knowledge transfer to employees, so that they can work on the same on their own, because there was just one announcement and nothing more than that happened. That is why this was kind of unsuccessful.
Right. Anything else? So let me tell you one thing. First of all, you need to consider the format. Obviously, you guys don't know the format. So, in this question, I guess they have not mentioned any format. Yes, they have not mentioned any format. So you don't need to bother about format. Again, next is what they want is before and after. So before, what was the leadership style? You need to focus that separately. Absolutely correct. Someone mentioned that it is autocratic earlier. Again, that was given in the question. You can use theory X manager if you remember, right? If you don't remember, then totally fine. But yes, you can use some other words that yes, he used to control and micromanage everything. That's why team was dependent upon him, right? And after that, what he did is that okay, go by your own thing. It's just like that. Till 18, parents are just like that. Okay, I will be taking care of you. Or before marriage, parents are like that. Yes, I will be taking care of everything, right? And after that, do by your own, right? It's just like that, and it's a great switch. So what we need to do is, and what is the reason of change is that they were not processed how to manage everything by their own. So we can't think like that, that there are just two ways, that okay, I will be controlling or I won't be controlling. Sometimes there are certain areas where I will be controlling, and there are certain areas which I will leave for you, like which I feel that you know about them. So this approach could also be adopted. You can add these points as well. Otherwise, your points are also good, right? So again, that depend upon our audience. And again, you will mention that yes, our audience, basically the persons to whom we are controlling, they are so dependent upon us that they can't manage by their own. So first of all, they need to be prepared mentally, as well as they need to manager. And Ashish, this is a theory, Max Georgia theory, X manager, manager X theory, Y manager. We have covered this concept yesterday. Okay. So you can mention this area as well, that yes, they need to be trained, they need to be have faith that yes, that someone is there to support them by any chance something goes wrong. So right now what is happening is that they are not discussing, right? Discussing with the top level management, and that's why they are facing challenges and they are afraid of like something will go wrong. So this is what we need to consider. Okay. Anything till now? Yes. Sarpriya, okay. What about others? Okay. Now, this is how you will be linking the question part with the theoretical knowledge which we have covered. And see, you have seen now two questions. You will be able to understand that I guess only 25 to 30% of conceptual knowledge was being used. You agree with that?
Yes, we just needed to know what it is and then put
Yeah,
our words into the
just the
framework.
name of concept, just a little bit knowledge of the concept, and the rest of the portion is from the question area only. And again, within the professional tone. So that's why our approach will be discussing more and more question, doing more and more question rather than just doing theory. And only on the day two, I picked the question practice. The main reason is this because like till like 4 to 5 lectures, you might have thought that yes, the PPTs are not enough. So I don't want that. I want your confidence. Now, giving you guys a 10-minute break, and after that, we can start with another topic area of PPT because for leadership, we just have 2 questions, right? So, everyone is back. Vedant, can you send me this on my number?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, what about others? Ashish, Gaurav, Pooja, Rituraj, are you back? Okay. So today I'm going to pick another topic area from our PPT, which is stakeholder. So see, our governance area is divided between 2 areas. One is shareholder portion and the other one is the stakeholder portion. So like I'm trying to be in the same way the information is being provided in your book, but somehow there will be some breakage of that systematic sync. But yeah, we'll try. So before I start, first of all, I want to know what are our stakeholders, and this is one of the most important topic areas which is being tested in your SBL area.
Connected to our business, for example, employees and vendors and those who are directly connected to, and the external stakeholders like government and other agencies.
Yeah. So what we can
Our
mention is that the persons who are interested in company, whatever is being happening in the company, like these persons could be insider, these persons could be outsider, but yeah, they want to know that what is being happening in the company, correct?
Yes.
So yes, we have 2 type of stakeholders. One are outsiders and another one are insiders. That could be employees, that could be management people, that could be customer, that could be government, that could be supplier, that could be lender, anyone, right? Ashish, just to let you know, like we don't need to use any definition, but if you want to, definitely you can use because in SBL it's not a bookish language. You can have a look on the PPTs. I know that you were not present yesterday, so I never go for the definition based area. I also don't know what is the exact definition. Right? So like stakeholders, so stakeholder could be individual person, like a customer could be there, like it could be a group, right? So these persons are interested like what is being happening in the company, or they can be affected by the activities of the company. Suppose like like you are employee of a particular company and that company is selling its stake. So you must be concerned that yes, if the company is selling its stake and the new management is gonna to come, so what will be the effect on our job? Do we need to lose our job? Like it could be there. Like if there will be any training program, work profiles would be changed. So what will happen after that? So you are interested in that. So whatever company is doing, you are concerned about that, and you are being affected by the activities of that organization. So shareholders are the one of the stakeholders. Again, I guess we have discussed that yesterday as well. That yes, sometimes students get confused, but shareholders are part of stakeholders. Stakeholders are just anyone, right? Yes, who are connected by the company, who are influenced by the activity of the company, and every stakeholder wants something different from the company. But yeah, the main expectation is that they are interested in the company's activity. So how they could be interested? Like just take the example of customer. How the customer will be interested in the company's activity? Suppose you all are my stakeholders. So like how you are interested in my life, or like suppose something happened, like something good or something bad happens with me. So how you can be interested in my life?
Like, when will the next lecture happen? How will the course
Yes,
finish?
yes, yes. So, like, by any chance, suppose, like, I don't go within this more of negativity, but by any chance, my throat is not well. So you will be concerned that, okay, if her throat is not well, so she's not able to speak. Uh, like, you don't know me, right? We haven't met, but yes, in that case, you will be interested in my throat, right? Because you know that if I'm not well, I won't be conducted lecture and your syllabus will get delayed. Again, if I have borrowed money from you, you are my lender. So why you will be interested in, suppose I have borrowed money for my own business. So why you will be interested in my business growth?
So that our wealth increases.
Yes, because your money is at risk. Because if my business is suffering, then in that case, I won't be in a position to pay you. So that's why you are interested in my business. Correct? So, okay, how government could be a stakeholder?
Taxes.
Yeah, taxes, and again, growth and development of a country, right?
Yeah. Some
This could be,
industry specific development,
yes,
infrastructure kind of things.
yes. So that means everyone is having something, like some interest in company, and every person, every individual, or every group is having different level of interest in the company. Now, again, we have a model. Just to let you know, it's not compulsory to use the model, but the question will give you hints that in this particular case, you can use a particular model. You can, not compulsory, but if the question is mentioning model, right? If the question is mentioning directly that the name of a like model, or like, giving you hints that yes, with the suitable model, then in that case, you have to definitely use a model. Now, there is a model known as Mendelov matrix, or we can call it as a stakeholder mapping model. So, if the question give you hint with the words stakeholder mapping, the question gives you hint regarding that yes, there are different stakeholders, and there are certain stakeholders who are having power. There are certain stakeholders who are having less power. There are certain stakeholders who are having interest. There are certain stakeholders who are not interested in what is being happening in the company. So this means question is giving you hint to use Menlo matrix. Okay, the question is giving you hint. Now let's have a look. So for this Menlo matrix model, you have two areas. One is power, another one is level of interest. So you need to consider these two factors, power as well as level of interest. So the best way, because you will be getting more and more models, to understand this type of matrix types of model is to learn with the low and high levels first, because these are the basic thing, and after that you can understand, although this is one of the easiest model. So this model is based on power as well as level of interest, right? If there is anyone who is having more power, again with the high level of interest, and there is anyone who is having power but no interest, there could be someone who is having no power but more interest, and there could be someone with no power as well as no interest. You understood the scenarios first of all. Now, if there is a stakeholder having low power as well as low level of interest, they don't have any power, and again they are also not concerned that what is being happening in country or being happening in company, So, like, you can't mug up that, okay, this particular stakeholder will fit in this area. It depend upon question information that according to this question, this stakeholder will be covered here. And according to other question, the same stakeholder will covered under that area. Now, can a stakeholder cover two areas? No, in the question, not in two areas, but there is one possibility when a stakeholder can be in two areas, when there is some change, like prior that stakeholder was in some other area, but after certain like changes, that stakeholder will come under some other area. Okay. See, because right now I don't have power. In future I have power. In that case, it is possible. Right now I don't have interest, but in future I can get interest. But it can't be possible that I don't have interest and at the same time I have interest, right? It is not possible. So now the shareholders who are not interested in the activities of company and the same time they have least power, should I invest time in those persons? I know that they are not interested. Like it happens, like we say that what maximum that person can do, leave him, right? This is the basic in movies also we use this wording, and sometime in office, we know that our manager or some junior person is about to complain about us, and we mention that, oh, what else he can do, like in such a way. Yes. So these person for these person, our strategy should be minimal effort. We should not be spending our precious time on them. But on the other hand, there are certain persons who are having high power, and at the same time they are interested in the activities of the company. They have a huge interest in the activity of the company. So we can't leave them. We know that these people are interested that whatever is happening in the company, and they can affect a lot because they have a lot of parts. So in that case, they are my key players, right? So if they are my key players, I should obtain consent from them for any decision making. Like, okay, are you okay with this? Should I do this? Should I do this? So I should be, considering them before making any decision. Is it correct? Now, next is, there are certain persons who are having no power, but yes, they are interested, like what is happening in the company. They just want that, okay, at least tell us. They are not interested. They can't do anything, right? They can't do anything. They can't change anything. But what they want is that, yes, we should be aware of what is being happening in company. Just take the example of our neighbors, right? They can't do anything good or bad for our life. But yes, always they are interested that what is being happening in our life. Relatable? Or some relatives. So this is possible. So yes, what they want is, we should know. So they just want that, okay, we should be getting views from them. So yes, sometime now our parents are modern, so they just want that at least you should obtain consent from us. Like they are not gonna to stop us, but yes, they want that, yes, we should be aware of what is being happening in your life. So this is keep informed, obtain views. It could be employees as well. They just want that, okay, if you are merging or you are doing anything new in the company, employees can't change anything, but yes, what they want is at least we should be aware of what is being happening. Now, next is, there are certain stakeholders who are having power, but they don't have interest. So if they are having powers, so I should keep that in mind, that I should keep them satisfied. Because if they will get interest in company in upcoming future, They can impact my decision making. They can change the whole game. So I should keep them satisfied. I should handle them with care. Agreed? See, government could be covered under key players as well. Government could be covered under minimal effort as well. Keep informed as well. And government could be covered under keep satisfied as well, depending upon the question information. There are certain government, like depending upon the country, who are not interested. Like what's happening in the country. There are certain governments. So we should read the question. As I've already mentioned that yes, there is no like a particular thing which you can remember that okay, employee will be covered here. Sometime employee could be covered under keep informed. Sometime employee could be covered under minimal effort, depending upon question information. Sometime employees don't have voice, so they can't do anything. If they can't do anything, why I should be bothering? Now, this is all Mendello matrices. Anything till now in this? Okay. So the question will give you hint like the word power and interest would be given. And again, at the same time, like mapping model could be given. The question in majority of the cases, like, the information relating to stakeholder will be repetitive. So in that case, you can use this model. I always recommend that if you can remember this, you should use these types of model because the model will give you structure. It's not compulsory, but these types of model are easy to frame and that will give a structure to your answer. So that's my recommendation. Now, next is reporting to the stakeholders. So if it is regarding reporting, that means, there are certain reporting regulations which are mandatory. And there are certain reporting regulations which are not mandatory, but we report them just because of our wish. We want to have a good repo. So yes, one is mandatory disclosure. That means like according to the government, we should provide that level of information. At least that level of information is required. So that is our mandatory disclosure. On the other hand, we have a voluntary disclosure. That means we are disclosing that information publicly, but we want to do that. It's not compulsory, but yes, we want it for the goodwill purpose, or maybe it's our organization policy. So mandatory means information that must be publicly disclosed as per laws, and voluntary, which may be publicly disclosed because our organization wish to. It's not legally binding. So yes, it could be regarding the CSR report. It could be regarding the integrated reporting. Okay, how many of you are aware about the word integrated reporting? Okay, Sarpia, you. Okay, related in SBL. Okay, so see, integrated reporting is like one of like good topics of SBL. Integrated, you can say consolidated, but yes, consolidated as means this involves the information of 6 capital of organization. Integrated reporting is not compulsory. Like earlier, we used to have only financial information regarding the company. But according to this new trend, we are having both financial as well as non-financial information. So in under integrated reporting, we have total 6 capital, and I have created a mnemonic, and we have a separate topic area for integrated reporting, which we will be covering in our sessions. So integrated reporting is something relating to 6 capitals, and I have created a mnemonic for that as well. And that mnemonic is Vidan, do you remember the mnemonic?
No,
I
ma'am.
don't know you were part of batch at that time or not.
Can I try? I'll try the
Yeah,
name.
sure.
So,
Yes.
So I think it's financial, there's knowledge, there's nature, then there's human, uh, yeah, then there's manufacture, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think I'm forgetting one more. Not that difficult, but yeah, I think a
You
week.
mentioned
Uh,
financial.
yes,
You mentioned
human,
natural,
nature,
manufacturing.
manufacture, knowledge.
Okay. Intellectual or knowledge. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Then
Social.
one more is missing. Yes, social.
Correct. So yes, we consider six capitals. I have created a mnemonic for that, which is Shin FM. Actually, at that time, I was studying, like it was my last paper, and because the same topic is in APM as well. So at that time, Sheen website was banned. So I just created Shin FM. I don't know how, but I created this. So till the time when like from it has been now 5 or 6 years. So like I'm using the same mnemonic. So Shin FM. So social capital, human capital, intellectual or like knowledge capital, natural capital, financial capital, manufacturing capital. Why have added this F or M separately, like FM? Because financial is something relating to financial information, which was part of like our normal reporting area. And manufacturing capital means like tangible assets. Like we also used to record them as well, like, like fixed assets. So, this is something related to balance sheet related area. This is something outside the balance sheet related area. We can say, like, although there is something intellectual, but this is more of theoretical. So it is not compulsory, like, integrated reporting is not compulsory, like, but we add on this information because that will give good reputation in the mind of users of financial statement, that yes, they are providing each and every minute detail, and that's why they are good people, so something like that. And again, social and environmental footprint regarding the company's activity, that yes, how the company is like, impacting the journal environment. This is covered under social and environmental footprint, like, okay, the impact of the company's activity on society as well as journal environment. Is that clear? So we will be covering that. But reporting, that means we report for the stakeholder, like, based upon the, like, their requirement. Now, next is advantages of voluntary disclosure. Although we have discussed it, but yeah, tell me, what do you think that is, what could be the benefit of that?
This shows that the organization is very transparent and open, and they care about the stakeholders. That is why they are giving more information, even if it's not required.
It will
Okay.
help improve the relations between organization and various stakeholders. Apart from that, it will also increase the reputation of the entity because it promotes transparency in a way.
Okay. Okay. So yes, if like, if there is a company A and there is a company B, company A is providing each and every information in a more transparent way, and and company B is like, not providing any information, so I will be choosing company A while investment basis area. And again, if company A and B both need funds, so I will be choosing company A because company A is providing me detailed information. So yes, they will get funds easily, right? Right. So yes, enhance the organization image and reputation of transparency, open and transparent communication with stakeholder and wider stakeholder. Shareholders and stakeholders have deeper insight into the organization, gives competitive edge over other companies, better understanding, decision making by shareholders because they will be choosing based on detailed wise information, and that will attract the investment at a lower cost of capital. Anything till now? Okay. Now, next is corporate social responsibility. Who is aware about this?
So CSR is in on Indian context, it's used by majority of publicly traded shares. Those who trade publicly, they share this report and they help us understand how they are using their money. It helps them save taxes, definitely, but it also gives them a reputation boost uh, in order to showcase what they are doing in a more philanthropic way. So one example, it's not a CSR example per se, because in CSR it can be like planting trees, saving papers at all the banks and all different organizations put up. Then there are various eating donations like Zomato does or any other entity does, so they come under it.
So
Okay.
it can be like corporate is also considered a social separate entity, and then everybody has a social responsibility. So that's what corporate is also having a social responsibility towards stakeholders, government, societies, and environment.
So it's like that if you are earning profits, I think it's based on certain level of threshold of profit. So this is like if you're earning this much of profit, then you must give back to the society, and that is why this entire thing came up few years back.
This is what actually I was looking for.
Yeah.
So yes, basically, we know that we are here for like earning, right? Everyone is here for earning. But like instead of just thinking about earning, you also need to understand that you are getting resources from the society. So there is something that comes like, yes, you have the responsibility that yes, you are getting resources from the society, you are getting resources from the environment. What you are doing for them, right? So what impact you are creating, that could be positive, that could be negative, but yes, obviously you will be writing about the positive impact on society, or on the employees, or on the like general environment by activities of your organization, correct? So corporate have the primary responsibility to maximize the wealth for its shareholder. However, corporate have to consider the impact on social environmental aspects. CSR means the extent to which organization recognize its responsibility for social and environmental aspects. This includes organizational behavior towards employee, customers, and environment. Is that clear? Now, um, there is a word CSR, obviously, and there is a word strategic CSR. So, any one of you have heard about this?
So it's like you are doing CSR activities, but it is also in line with your own overall objectives, vision, and mission of the
This is
organization.
strategic CSR
Yeah.
actually. And CSR strategy,
CSR strategy is like how you are going to do CSR.
or what
Like
actually
you
you are
have a
doing,
goal.
what activity which you are doing
Yes.
for the benefit of society,
Yeah.
right? Society
I
or
think
environment.
CSR strategy is more on the company aspect or entity aspect. They are more thinking about the benefit of the company.
No, no, no. That
More
is
than
strategic
that,
CSR.
maybe
That
more
is
than
Okay.
strategic CSR. So, like strategy CSR means like you will be doing good activities, but at the same time, those good activity will be benefit for your company. Like in the long run, you know that that good is for my own good, right? So it's something that yes, I'm not doing bad for someone, but I know that that good for someone is gonna to be ultimately beneficial for me. Like suppose I know that like suppose I'm doing something favorable for you, but I know that I'm doing something favorable for you guys. In return, I know that after good 2 years or 3 years, you are gonna to do something good for me. So this is covered under strategic CSR. And yes, CSR strategies that yes, I have in my organization, I have the policy. Just like take the example of Tata company, they have something, like a positive, on a positive note, that yes, we have to do something good, like for the society. We have to undertake good activities, and yes, we have to focus on something, activities which are beneficial for overall organization or overall company as a whole, are both goal oriented. Strategic CSR is actually goal oriented more as compared to CSR strategy. No, it is not that. Strategy CSR is that we are doing CSR activities, but considering that in mind, that that is gonna to be helpful for my own like benefit or my company's benefit. Okay.
So CSR strategy is more focused towards society, and strategic CSR is like
Yes,
helping
like
society but helping ourselves first.
yes, actually helping others, but yes, that help is ultimately my help, right? Suppose like during the election timings, right? Like these politicians come and they do something good for our streets or our locality. They know that we are, whatever we are gonna to do good is ultimately gonna to add up our vote. So, CSR strategy means having formal policy which guide organizational CSR activity. There is a big range of CSR activity which an organization can pursue. Hence, having a CSR strategy will help the organization to select and focus on preferred CSR activity in a structured and planned manner. Strategic CSR means an organization undertake those CSR activity which ultimately align with the organizational business and its core strategy. For example, bank gives scholarship to bright young students to pursue the banking degree. So see, banking is giving the scholarship, but for banking degree. Ultimately, these people will do something for banks, like they will like work for banks. Yes, Ashish, a very good example.
Then just to quote Ashish example, like Zomato, Swiggy add that donation button, food donation button. So is that a strategic CSR? Or
Yes,
because they are tech and they just facilitate that, it's more of a CSR strategy?
see, ultimately, with that, they are feeding people, but ultimately, the name of Zomato is gonna to be, increased, right? That yes, people will get more and more people will get to know about Zomato function. So this is more of strategic CSR. Okay. If the ultimate goal is like, with that, like people will get to know about Zomato and soon they will be launching some policy relating to that. So that definitely it's gonna to be beneficial for Zomato in long term.
Ma'am, my company recently organized a marathon to, to raise the funds for the uh, cancer patients. So whether
Okay.
it will be uh,
It,
termed
it
as
will be CSR strategy.
I can give one example. So I was working with a construction equipment company, JCB. So they,
Okay.
as per their CSR strategy, they adopted a village where they have taken an oath that they will give employment to all the male members of those of the village of that village. So what they used to do is they used to train all the male members to drive JCB, and at the end of the day, after a few months of the course, they used to hire those for in the factory, because they used they really needed the drivers to drive their JCB. So I think this can be
Strategy
an
CSR.
example.
It can be because it is related to their company. Now, ultimately, that is gonna to
Yes.
help them.
Yeah.
So it is a strategic CSR.
Right.
So I guess now everyone is sorted with this strategic CSR and CSR strategy, right? See, the purpose is that yes, you link with like real life examples and like think about the scenarios, and like as soon as we will be getting our pre-scene, like in the previous batch, like in December attempt, yes, December attempt, we had a question relating to event management company. So yes, most of the students participated in that, like talking about event management. Yes, like you, that ma'am
अच्छा है मैं पता
in
नहीं VGLD क्या है
sorry.
लाइव है
So like it was related to event management company, and in the last previous batch, it was related to Uber company. So yes, people participated and like they give their input, and like that's how we reach out at a common point that okay, these questions might be tested, and that's how the questions were tested. So now let's come to the next topic area, CSR report. That is the report relating to the corporate social responsibility. So like in this report the company mentioned about the company's responsibilities being part of the society, right? Because the company is getting resources from the society, company is getting resources from the environment. So what company is doing in return for them? So we need to mention that. So CSR report disclose initiative taken by an organization to fulfill its social responsibility. It facilitates shareholder, customer, employees, government, etc. to assess CSR activities of an organization. The CSR report consists of initiative relating to the following and include both monetary and non-monetary activities. So we have both monetary as well as non-monetary activity, that is what else we are doing. So that could includes the the activities relating to employees, even if like see employees are our part, right? But yes, what we are doing for our employees, what we are doing for society, what we are doing for the community, what we are doing for environment. So we have to mention everything what our company is doing in a better way for others. It's not about profitability. Apart from profitability, what we are doing, so that will be covered. Anything? Yes. Now, again, there is a topic known as corporate citizenship. So, I assume that most of you are working in corporate. So, what do you think about this topic? Like I know that nowadays various corporate organization have various events relating to like fundraiser event, cleaning event, these types of event. So what could be like the meaning of corporate citizenship? Like we know that the companies are having separate legal existence or separate legal entity.
So I think the role of citizenship is to that behave like good citizenship in the society, and that's what the role comes of the corporate, that to provide the benefit rather than thinking about corporate benefit, should has to provide the benefit to society and should also do not harmful for the society as well.
Yeah.
And then we should show as a accountability toward our society, that way we can conclude the corporate citizenship so definition.
Correct. So see, what we have to consider is that we are citizen of this society. So, like every citizen is having some responsibility towards society, towards environment, towards the country. Again, being part of this society, being part of this tradition, we need to consider that we are not just concerned about profits. We can't be selfish, like okay, we have to consider our profits only. We have to think about other areas as well, like okay, that yes, we are a company, so we need to consider profits. But apart from profits, we need to consider that what would be impact of our activities on the organization. We need to consider that, okay, like if I'm taking any decision regarding like a new plant. So if a new plant is being introduced, so would that be beneficial? Like, maybe it could be damaging in terms of like eyesight, maybe it could be damaging in terms of like some skin related disorders. So we need to consider that. So it's our responsibility to like it's company responsibility to align organization decision along with the journal people decision or journal society decision or journal society's concern. We have to be profitable, but on the same end, we have to think about others as well. Someone messaged contributing and be accountable. Yes. So, corporate citizenship is the approach in which organization includes social and environmental aspects in its core values and principle. All key business decisions consider the impact on society and environment. That is, business decisions are closely aligned with the social and environmental aspects. The goal is to improve the standard of living and quality of life of the community around it while maintaining the profitability of stakeholders. So our ultimate goal is to make sure that yes, our activities are not gonna to damage anyone else life or like maybe discomfort anyone. So under corporate citizenship, organization has rights as well as responsibilities. See, I have the right that yes, just a minute, Rashita. So yes, like I have the right that yes, I need to consider that is I can get resources from the society, I can like choose people from the society, but on the other hand, I have the responsibility that whatever action I am taking is not gonna to damage anyone. I need to comply with laws and regulation as well. Rashita, you have question that how it is different from CSR. See, CSR is something that is I am specifically doing something good, right? And I'm recording in my CSR report. This is that is it's my moral duty that okay, I'm getting something from you. In return, I need to do something good for you. I should do something, do and I should think twicely, before taking any decision which could impact you. Like, you have done a favor for me. Now, in the next time, I need to consider, okay, she has done something good for me. I can't be selfish. So I need to think twice before doing something next, like negative for you. Uh, in long run it can, but it's not like that. Yes, for every corporate citizenship we will be doing this CSR activity. Corporate citizenship is that yes, we it's just our moral duty that okay, we have got something from the society, we should do something for the society as well. CSR will get documented. This and again, CSR is not compulsory as of now. In certain nation, it's compulsory. In every case, it's not compulsory. ESG reporting is compulsory, right? ESG reporting is compulsory nowadays. Like most of the corporates, in most of the corporates, it's compulsory. And nowadays we have another standard for this, there is one new standard being introduced. The students who have appeared for SBR, you must be aware about like sustainability related standard. Yes, S1 and S2. Now, Nick, we have certain principles of this, corporate citizenship. That yes, it's our responsibility. That yes, we should consider that we should not damage the environment. We should not harm the environment. Again, I should be considering that yes, benefit to the society should be maximum. Again, like during Diwali time, it is being mentioned that yes, don't buy China products, buy Indian crackers or like Indian diyas. So again, remain fully accountable. for wider stakeholders. So yes, like our stakeholders, we should be answerable to our stakeholder that yes, what we are doing. So we should be answerable for our actions. So these are certain principles of corporate citizenship. Um, Again, we have some social responsibility related area. So in social responsibility related area, like we have certain pros, we have certain cons. So like what could be the pro, like what could be the advantage that if organization consider a scenario that yes, you are two parties, one party is saying that yes, we should fulfill our social responsibility as well along with the consideration of profitability. On the other hand, we have someone like who is saying that we are paying tax, that is more than enough, why should we bothering about this social responsibility? It is the responsibility of government. So can you justify this? Yes, what could be the advantage of adopting social responsibility, what could be the disadvantage of that?
The advantages, at least, this shows that the organization is, I can say, kind enough that they are reciprocating back to the society. This shows the culture also that, they value people, they value things. So it gives a reflection on the governance and the owners. So
Again, the sustainability point might come that okay, if we consider all the pros, that means they are looking towards the sustainable future of the company as well as of the environment and the country wherever they exist as a whole.
Okay, good,
Here
good.
we can give the example, for example, the construction part. If they're trying to provide the best construction in itself, and they're trying to perform, giving it good quality infrastructure, and in this they will be performing that the construction is good. However, the cost is quite high as compared to the normal construction. For example, RCC construction is quite expensive as compared to the brick construction. So they might have fulfilled the role of giving the good infrastructure, but however, it is quite expensive in the cost perspective.
Correct. So see, actually, why I am saying you to think about this, because see, you will be linking in the main question the information part with your thought process. So as you have to think, okay, you are two parties. One is saying that okay, we should do this because we are getting resources from the society, and yes, I should think about our sustainable future. I should think about our upcoming generations as well. So this is one thought process. On the other hand, there is another thought process. The another thought process is just like that, yes, why we are bothering, we are getting money, like we are paying tax, that is more than enough. I should not waste my time in thinking about these activities. I have lot more to do. So these are total two thought processes, so I should be considering both the thought processes while giving a justified answer. Okay.
There's
Now,
one more point which I need to add about the advantages. So, now companies they want to be a good corporate citizenship so that they can attract the funding from the
okay,
investor.
yes,
So, and
yes.
nowadays, whenever the company look to acquire the company for the mergers and acquisitions and to attract funding, now they look at the ESG reporting of the firms, because my company is a private equity firm, asset management. So then and we consider the ESG reporting.
Yes. So again, it would be easy for them to get funds, right? That is correct. Like that is again, we have covered that in integrated reporting as well, that is, that will enhance the reputation of the company, that is, the company is providing detailed wise information. So if the reputation is good, then yes, they will get benefit in terms of financial terms, that is, they will get more of funds. Green finance, yes, will be on us. Goodwill. Will both earn us marks as per what the question situation involves? Yes, and it will definitely add on marks. Yes, that's why I'm asking you to give your input, because in the question you have to link with the question scenario and you have to give your justification that like from the given information what you feel, and like what should be the response. That is definitely gonna to add on marks.
And the disadvantage is that green washing also, because sometimes uh, to show that they are in compliance with the ESG reporting, they tend to overcook the books report.
Yeah.
As much they are not compliant, but they are showing that they they are investing in
To
the
yeah.
CSR, so
Yeah, but
greenwashing.
actually they are not. Actually, they are
Yeah.
not. Correct. Correct. So this is covered under social responsibility. That is, like, we have pros, we have cons, and again from the question itself only you will be linking that that why one person is mentioning this thing and why the other person is mentioning this thing. So you have to justify and you have to pick the points, and yes, you have to give your justified opinions with your real life example, not mentioning your company name obviously, but yeah, thinking about your real life example, and then linking with the question. Now, next is the integrated reporting, right? Integrated. So we have already discussed a little about integrated reporting, that under integrated reporting area, we cover six capital. So it is a, it is a combination of six capital that will give the information about the company, that the how our organization is creating value over a period of time, that is short, medium, and long term. So it will cover everything that could be governance related area, that could be related to strategy related area. It's just talking about the company's position. So integrated reporting is a concise communication demonstrating the link between the governance, that is the link between the strategy, that is the link between the financial performance and social and environmental context. Everything about the company is being provided under integrated reporting area, and it show how the organization is create value in short, medium, and long term. By integrating these areas, organization are in a better position to allocate the scarce resources effectively and make the decisions which are more socially and environmentally friendly. And integrated reporting enables the investors and other stakeholders to understand how any organization is really performing, and hence will enable them to assess the long-term strategy. That okay, my organization is performing well, my organization is not performing well, and based on that, I will be assessing the performance. Fine. Now, what are the context of integrated reporting? Apart from six capital, obviously we have the information regarding my organization, how the organization look like. Now next is the environmental review, the external environment, pest or porter five forces model. How many of you are aware about this pest model, porter five forces model? Have studied long time ago. Yes, pestle. So see, these two models, I assume that you have covered in class plus two business studies or economics. If you have not, then don't worry. So, pest political, it's a we have two environment, two external environment. One is the regarding the country wise. Another one is regarding the economy wise, the country wise and the industry in which we are operating. Yes, legal, right. So one is regarding the the industry in which we are operating, that is Porter five forces model, and the countrywide, the wider one is a pestle model. So political situation, these are the external factors which are gonna to impact our organization, that are gonna to impact our decision making of our organization. So test includes a political situation, that include economic situation, that includes legal situation, that includes social situation, that includes technological situation. So these situations are gonna to impact our business, and we will cover that in detail in strategy chapter. And we have Porter five forces model. We have total five forces relating to our industry in which we are operating. That could be the in the industry where we are operating. We will be covering in detail. Like that could be the buyers. Do our buyers have more bargaining power? Do they have less bargaining power? If they have power, that means I can't take decision by my own. I have to consider them. Again, if they are having less powers, then if they are having less power, then I will be thinking about my own, right? And again, bargaining power of suppliers, threats of substitutes. So these are certain factors which we consider regarding the external environment, and we will be including that portion in our integrated reporting. Next is opportunities and risk, and for that purpose we have again models. You want to use, that's fine. If you don't want, then that's also fine. So that could be opportunities, like you can use SWOT model. Have you heard about the SWOT model? So yes, it's very basic, that yes, everyone should be aware about their SWOT. SWOT means strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So next, business model, right? What is our business model, how we are operating, and again regarding the future. So what would be our future? So these are the certain factors which we consider our integrated reporting. Now someone can question about future. It's not about the calculation portion of future, our investment plan also, what we are gonna to achieve in upcoming 5 years, about the strategies, about the environment as well. So we will be covering all these areas in our integrated reporting. Apart from that, obviously, our six capitals. Anything till now? Yes, we will read this on that. No, I will cover that in our strategy chapter, sir. Priya, don't worry, it's my responsibility. It's just the explanation, it's just we have the points, so that's why I just narrated those points. We will be covering these models separately. Now next is we have capitals, six capitals of integrated reporting. So six capitals, if you want, you can use this mnemonic. If you want to learn normally, that is also fine. Shin FM is a mnemonic. So, under integrated reporting, you will be justifying details about all these six capitals, social, human, intellectual, natural, financial, and manufacture capital. So financial, that means this information was again available in our normal financial statements. So financial capital, that is company's financial performance, company's financial performance, company financial position. That is funds that could be related to debt capital, that could be related to equity capital. So you will be segregating it based on that, okay, we have more of debt, we have more of equity. So again, based on that, do we need more funds, do we need less funds? So where we will be investing? See, if we have funds, only and only then we can invest in manufacturer capital. Only and only then we can invest in intellectual capital. If we don't have funds, we can't invest it anywhere. So this is about the funds we have. Again and again, depending upon the sources of funds we have. Next is manufacturer capital. So again, manufacturer, this was again available in normal financial statement as well, like regarding the tangible assets. It could be the plant, number of plants we have, number of machineries we have, what is our infrastructure, what are the fixed assets we have. So this is all about the manufacturing capital. Anything till now? Like the assets which can be seen, which can be touched. So this is all about the manufacturing capital. Now, next is 6 capitals of integrated reporting. So we have total 6 capital, intellectual capital, my bad. So we were at intellectual capital. So under intellectual, someone mentioned knowledge, right? Like you mentioned knowledge, right? So knowledge will, separately be available in human as well. So intellectual, that means the intangible portion, right? Intangible portion. So that could be you all have seen COVID phase as well. So yes, like what our company, like imagine the company who was responsible for this Covaxin or Covishield vaccine. So imagine the growth, right? Like people can trust that company, though nowadays there are rumors that there are certain consequences, but yes, like in terms of research and development, in terms of innovation, in terms of brand, in terms of patents, so what is company's wealth? So we will be covering that as well. So this is critical to organization future earning potential, so we will be covering that as well. Now, human capital. See, specifically in service industry, human capital is something which is very important. Like that could be the knowledge, that could be the skill, experience of the employees, right? There are certain employees, who are knowledgeable, and that's why organization is existing due to those employees. Because the employees have good thinking ability or good skills. So yes, again, that could be there are certain staff members who are efficient. They can work for good 14 hours, 15 hours, and see, working more is not efficient. I know that, but yeah, they can work more, or they have good production output. So that's the plus point in one organization as compared to any other organization where people are lazy. So again, there is one organization where people leave easily. So again, we need to train them again and again. So that could be something challenging for those organizations. So this is all about human capital. Again, next is about the social capital. So social capital, that means like what society, what people outside our organization think about us. And not only people outside our organization, the concerned person, again stakeholders, we can say that is what kind of relationship do we have with our stakeholders. So if we have a good plus positive relationship with our stakeholders, then our organization will grow in upcoming future. So this is about the social capital. And the next one is natural capital. So natural capital, that means the what kind of resources do we have? See, there are certain organization, there are certain areas which are blessed by natural resources. Consider UAE area, right? In UAE, we know that they are blessed with something which is oil, right? So that's why it in good 50 years they have developed. Again, our country is blessed with masalas or grains or these agriculture related land. So every we need to understand okay, with natural blessings, how our organization can grow, and how these resources we are using, and again what we are doing for these resources. Again, renewable resources, non renewable resources, and again there could be what is the impact of my company's activity on these environmental related areas. These things are also covered here. Okay, water resources for Nepal. Okay, Ashish, good to know that you are from Nepal. It's a beautiful country. So, anything till now? Yes, just finishing this, just wait few minutes. Now, like what could be the advantages? Although we have already discussed, so advantages could be like, we are doing it by our own will, right? It's not compulsory as of now. So if something is done voluntary, right, people will think positive about you. So that will, enhance your reputation. Again, you will focus on the capitals, right? Okay, six capitals. So yes, you will be deeply checking each and every capital, and yes, you will be checking that the requirements are being met. Again, demonstrate how the organization is creating the value, right? You will check that, okay, with this capital, like maybe with the natural capital, maybe for certain organization, intellectual capital, for certain organization it's a human capital. So we will be able to assess which capital is responsible for our performance. And again, integrate social and environmental aspects in strategy decision making. So we will be checking that, okay, you have to add on these aspects. Again, that will add on a better understanding and decision making. That will attract investment, right? We will be getting more investment at, like, like obviously we have covered this point though, that yes, people will think positive about you, and then you will be easily getting funds. And yes, obviously people will think you better than other, because you are providing everything in detail. Yes, anything? Yeah, guys, do you have any doubts? Okay. So the rest of portion we will be completing in our upcoming session. You have received all the PPTs now, so you can revise both the PPTs. And again, if you have time, like, too much to process. That's why, Rashita, I left in between. I know that, but trust me, it would be an easy process. We will try to have in between, like, after 10-15 session, I will try that. Yes, we will be revising whatever we have done. See, this is voluntary, right? It's not mandatory. So for no limit, like, if you feel any limitation, you don't need to do this. Although we are providing extra information, there could be limitation that yes, obviously there will be limitation in terms of cost. There will be a limitation in terms of time. There will be limitation in terms that yes, your information could be leaked out to competitors, right? So there could be limitation, because see, competitor can get advantage by getting insider information about your company. So you can also add on these points as well. Okay, so what I was saying is that, like in the meantime, in this week, you guys can write if you want, right? I would recommend try writing, right, the question which we have covered. In the upcoming sessions, we will be covering more questions. Specifically, make sure that, there are certain topic areas like strategy. There are certain topic areas like, governance, risk. These questions I want by your end in written form, so that I can find out like mistakes in them, because these are the repetitive questions. No, these two questions are enough, because see, this is the main purpose of writing question is that just you guys can link the question. We will be covering more and more question. You will be writing more and more question, and ultimately you will end up like, ma'am, we are tired. But the main goal is that you write the question which are linked to the main examination. That is long question. Right now, the goal is that you are getting comfortable with the pattern, or like the question, case based question. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And see you in the upcoming weekend. The question, like you have the question, we have done the question today, ARC as well as uh, F, it was something F, I'll check
Boundary.
the name again. Yeah, Foundry. So yes, these questions are available. These questions are available to you guys
Uh,
in the books. Rashita, these questions are available to you in the books. And if you don't have the books by VGLD, these two questions are available in ACC Study Hub as well.
We can share Word files with you, right?
Okay, yeah. Okay, you are saying that is how you can. Yes, you can share your Word files with me. And I would suggest that start practicing from day one only on ACCA practice platform, blank workspace for the question which are not available there. Reason being, you will be familiar with the screen, right? And that screen is such a pain. So what I feel is that, like, you should be comfortable with that painful screen, that small screen, rather than just practicing on Word. Okay. No, it's not there. So that's why I'm mentioning that you should practice on that screen only. No auto correction, Rashida. That's why I'm trying that you should be habitual to the pain from the beginning. Okay, no worries. See, you will get habitual and again with more practice. No, spelling mistake marks are not being deducted, and I assume that minority spellings would be there, mistakes would be there, so you don't need to bother about that. Okay. Okay, so thank you very much and see you in the upcoming weekend.